Hello, I'm Laurel Marie Hickey. Welcome to What's Blank Got to Do With It. Today's What's Blank topic, suddenly career transitioning. So what's suddenly career transitioning got to do with it? When you are embarking upon a sudden career transition, it can be exciting, but it can also be challenging with regard to your financial situation. Whether you chose to switch careers or you're taking a hiatus from your professional career, or if this change, this career transition was unexpected, you will want to have some new strategies, some new tools in your toolbox to address your financial future. Essential steps and strategies to improve your future financially. First up, determine what your monthly income and expenses are. You want to look at your financial health. Think of it as money flowing into your house and money flowing out of your house. So your inflows, employment income. If that is no longer coming in, will you have inflows from your savings, from your investments? Perhaps you're going to travel and you're going to rent out your home. So would you have rental income? So all of those inflows and the time period that you think you may not be working. If you've chosen to take off 6 months intentionally, or if you think it'll take that amount of time to land a new career at a place you really love, just do a budget determining what that income flow is needed and what the expenses are. A summary of savings, assets, debts is the foundation of your plan. Creating a budget that aligns with your new path is important. If you intend to be away for 6 months of the year and your cash flow needs are $5,000 a month, that's $30,000 that you would need to have saved in either emergency fund or savings investments. If your expenses are $3,000 a month, again, it's times 6, so that would be $18,000. It's up to you. Every person is different, so whatever your cash flow needs are, have an awareness for that. You might find as you're going through your budget that there are some non-essential items that are on there. Usually we have lots of non-essential items. Actually put a little star next to each of those items and have a separate summary for your non-essential items and a summary for your essential items, so you know what is absolutely required to land in your bank account, and are there any non-essential items that you could cut out of your budget. Unexpected expenses, you need to plan for them. Leave some room for not knowing. I mentioned earlier about having an emergency fund. So when you have an unexpected event where you are not expecting to career transition, that emergency fund, that E-fund, is essential. If your intention is to take time away or you're taking a hiatus, you really would like to have your emergency reserves as well as the money that you've saved up for the time to be away. Certainly having emergency reserves is essential when there's a sudden event, but if you're planning to take time away for this career transition or planning to take a hiatus, you will want to make sure that you have emergency funds as well as plenty of money saved for your expenses as you are taking your time away. That E-fund, that emergency fund, is your safety net. And we have lots of conversations with our clients. They ask, is a credit line the same as an emergency fund? And the answer to that really is, if you have a credit line and you are not using that credit line on a regular basis, that could be considered part of your emergency fund. But if you're using that credit line for day-to-day living, that is part of your lifestyle. So you really want to make sure that if you are going to access a credit line as an emergency fund, that you really have an awareness for how you've used it in the past and what your intention is to use it in the future. Ideally, we like an emergency fund as money that is available that doesn't have an interest rate attached to it, that doesn't have a debt attached to it. But you really have to look at your own situation. Every person is unique. An E-fund is 3 to 6 months of emergency savings, and it's whatever your cash flow is, whatever your expenses are per month. So if you are spending $2,000 a month, those are your expenses, you would want to have a $12,000 emergency fund. If you're spending $5,000 a month, you'd want to have a $30,000 emergency fund. And that's if you do it for 6 months, but essential is to have 1 to 3 months of savings set aside. With a career transition, and if you would like to have some additional income, you may want to look to see if there's something part-time in the field that you are working towards. Part-time work relevant to your new career is a perfect way to bridge the gap between income and expenses. Also, when you're taking some time away, invest in upskilling, professional development. So if you are looking at re-entering the workforce or coming back after being some time away, taking courses or workshops, something that really you find interesting and something that will be helpful for your resume coming back in. Think of this time as an investment in you. Not everyone does get the opportunity to take a pause. Certainly take advantage of it, invest in you. You may want to continue to network or start some new networking, some social groups, anything to sort of keep you interactive and out into the public eye. You have a budget in place and you have cash flow needs set aside for 6 months or 12 months, however long that you think or intend to be away from your career, and you have a plan in place for these funds. You're going to have that money working with you without taking on investment risk. That money is short-term and really shouldn't be invested long-term. You also have an e-fund, an emergency fund set aside, or you have an ability to obtain funds if you really need it, and you have thought about your networking and upskilling. So what's next? One of the things that we talk about with our clients that are suddenly career transitioning is the insurance, the medical. Often when we leave our careers or when we take a hiatus, you will have to make a decision on your insurance and you will have to make a decision on your medical. These are two areas that are very important to have a look at. So if you are career transitioning from one company to another, sometimes those benefits are portable. You may want to look to see what additional medical coverage you can get. Have a look at what your insurance needs are with a professional who takes care of insurance. Next up is seeking out professional financial advice, working with a trusted wealth advisor that understands your cash flow needs, your income, your investments, and really understands that your plan over the next 3 to 6 months and what you're expecting in your life. You really want to make sure that your investments match the time horizon of your funds. If you are taking a hiatus or you have 3, 6, 12 months of money set aside for this, that money should be invested in short-term liquidable securities. You really don't want to be fully invested in those funds. You want to have access to them. If you are traveling, you really want to make sure that your wealth advisor has your trusted contact so that if there is any financial vulnerability while you're away, that there is a person dedicated that your wealth advisor can speak to. Having tailored investment advice for your circumstances is key. You really want to be able to have this time away and have the confidence that you have everything in place. You can embark upon this new plan with confidence. While you are career transitioning, take time for you. Take time for self-reflect, for assessment. Embrace a growth mindset with a view that you are learning new things along the way. Be open to feedback if there's some new learning. People do want to help you along the way. Adapt to your new situation. Remain persistent in your pursuit of success. With the right mindset and determination, you've got this. I hope I've explained a little bit more about suddenly career transitioning. If you have any questions at all or would like to reach out to us, I'm Laurel Marie Hickey with 3i Global Wealth of National Bank Financial.